Ever wondered if dragons could be more than just fire-breathing monsters hoarding gold? What if they were divine kings, guardians of the seas, and saviors of humanity? Forget everything you thought you knew about dragons, because today we are diving deep into the underwater crystal palaces of China's most revered deities, the 4 Dragon Kings. These aren't your typical Western dragons. They are benevolent rulers, masters of weather, and symbols of immense power and fortune. Get ready to explore a world where dragons control the tides, command armies of sea creatures, and even defy the heavens for the sake of mortals. The story begins with 4 powerful brothers, the divine rulers of China's waters. In the east, we have Ao Guang, the Dragon King of the Eastern Sea. To the south reigns Ao Qin, ruler of the Southern Sea. The west is commanded by Ao Run, and the north is governed by the formidable Ao Shun. Together, they are known as the Sihai Longwang, the Dragon Kings of the 4 seas. Their dominion isn't just over the vast oceans. It extends to every river, lake, and stream. They are the ultimate masters of water, wielding the power to summon rain, command the tides, and control all aquatic life. Imagine having the ability to decide whether a village receives life-giving rain for its crops or faces a devastating flood. That was the immense responsibility resting on the shoulders of these 4 divine brothers. Each Dragon King was a guardian of balance, tasked with maintaining harmony within his aquatic realm. Their roles were crucial for the survival and prosperity of the people on land. Ao Guang in the east, often considered the leader of the 4, oversaw the most vital coastal regions. Ao Qin in the south managed the tropical waters, influencing the monsoons. Ao Run in the west governed the inland lakes and great rivers flowing from the mountains, while Ao Shun in the north controlled the icy, mysterious waters. They worked in concert to prevent natural disasters. If one region suffered from drought, it was their duty to bring rain. If a river threatened to overflow its banks, they were expected to pacify the waters. Their rule was a delicate dance with nature, a constant effort to keep the forces of water in check and protect the mortal world from chaos. Now, where would a king live? Not in a gloomy cave, but in a magnificent underwater crystal palace. Legends describe these palaces as breathtaking structures built from shimmering crystals, precious gems, and opalescent pearls. Located deep beneath the waves, these ethereal kingdoms were surrounded by enchanted gardens of coral and seaweed. Within their grand halls, the Dragon Kings held court, commanding vast legions of aquatic soldiers and servants. Their armies consisted of shrimp soldiers, crab generals, and fierce shark warriors, all loyal to their draconic sovereign. These palaces were not just homes, they were bustling centers of power, from which the kings managed their vast domains and dispensed justice across the seas. They were symbols of their divine status and the incredible wealth of the ocean depths. This brings us to a key difference that sets Chinese dragons apart. In Western mythology, dragons are often depicted as malevolent, greedy beasts, creatures to be slain by valiant knights. But in China, dragons, and especially the Dragon Kings, are revered as benevolent and auspicious beings. They are not monsters, they are gods. They symbolize strength, wisdom, good fortune, and imperial power. Seeing a dragon was considered an incredibly lucky omen, a sign of prosperity and blessings from the heavens. The Dragon Kings embodied these positive qualities. They were seen as protectors, providers, and righteous rulers who cared for the well-being of humanity, a stark contrast to the fearsome hoarders of treasure found in Western tales. But even divine rulers face moments of crisis. One of the most famous legends involving the 4 Dragon Kings tells of a great, devastating drought that scorched the lands of ancient China. The sun beat down relentlessly, rivers dried up, crops withered, and the people starved. In desperation, they prayed to the highest deity, the Jade Emperor, begging for rain. But for reasons of his own, The Jade Emperor turned a deaf ear to their pleas, and the suffering continued. The people's cries of anguish reached the crystal palaces of the Dragon Kings, who watched with heavy hearts as humanity teetered on the brink of collapse. Moved by compassion, the four brothers decided they could no longer stand by and watch. They knew that interfering without the Jade Emperor's permission was a grave offense, a direct act of celestial rebellion. But their duty to protect life outweighed their fear of heavenly punishment. In a bold act of defiance, the Dragon Kings flew to the seas, opened their mighty jaws, and filled their bellies with enormous amounts of seawater. Then, soaring high into the sky over the parched lands, they released the water, creating a massive, life-saving downpour. The rain fell across the country, replenishing the rivers, reviving the fields, and saving countless lives. For the first time in months, hope returned to the land. This act of rebellion, however, did not go unnoticed. The Jade Emperor was furious. How dare these minor sea deities defy his will? He saw their compassion as insubordination and ordered their immediate arrest and execution. The Dragon Kings were brought before the celestial court in chains, ready to face the ultimate punishment for their courageous deed. But something unexpected happened. The mortals they had saved, along with many other gods and celestial beings who had witnessed their selfless act, pleaded for their lives. They argued that the Dragon Kings had acted out of righteousness and love for humanity. While their defiance angered the Jade Emperor, their bravery and sacrifice earned them the undying respect and admiration of the mortal world. Though they were punished, their legend as saviors was forever cemented in the hearts of the people. The relationship between the Dragon Kings and humanity is a recurring theme in Chinese folklore. Their realms were not entirely separate from the mortal world. They were deeply interconnected. The kings often interacted with humans, sometimes in disguise, to test their character. They would grant blessings and fortune to the virtuous and punish the wicked. Fishermen would leave offerings at their temples, praying for safe voyages and bountiful catches. In many famous tales, they play pivotal roles. For instance, in the epic Journey to the West, the Monkey King, Sun Wukong, famously visits the palace of Ao Guang, the Dragon King of the East, to demand a magical weapon, the legendary Ruyi Jingu Bang, a staff that could change its size at will. This interaction highlights their status as powerful beings whose paths often crossed with heroes and other deities. The influence of the Dragon Kings extended far beyond just controlling the weather. They held sway over many aspects of daily life. Agriculture, the backbone of ancient Chinese society, was entirely dependent on the rain they provided. Maritime trade and transportation relied on their goodwill for calm seas and favorable winds. Their divine authority permeated spiritual beliefs, and they became central figures in Taoist and Buddhist traditions. People believed that the Dragon Kings not only governed the physical world of water, but also had a say in the spiritual realm, capable of influencing fate and fortune. Their cosmic influence was a testament to how deeply the ancient Chinese people revered the power of nature, and the deities they believed controlled it. To this day, the four Dragon Kings remain iconic and beloved figures in Chinese culture. Their legacy endures through vibrant festivals, most notably the Dragon Boat Festival, where dragon-headed boats race across the water in a symbolic gesture to appease these water spirits. Temples dedicated to the Dragon Kings can still be found along coastlines and riversides throughout China, where people continue to pray for rain, protection, and good luck. Their stories are passed down through generations, retold in operas, books, and films, constantly reminding people of the divine guardianship of nature. The enduring legacy of the Dragon Kings is a beautiful celebration of the belief that even the most powerful forces of nature possess a heart capable of compassion, rebellion, and profound sacrifice for the sake of humanity. They are a powerful symbol of nature's divine role as both a formidable force and a benevolent protector. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey beneath the waves. If you enjoyed learning about the heroic dragon kings, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from mythology and folklore around the world. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. See you next time.